Hello, and thank you for tuning back in as we continue our tour of Bangkok climbing spots. Next up on the list is the KTT Outdoor Climbing Wall. This wall is on the grounds next to Ramkhamhaeng University. I ended up on a bit of an adventure just trying to get to the wall from the university itself because I assumed they were connected. They are not. But on the way, I did pass one of the university's food courts, which looked like the perfect place for a post-climb meal, which unfortunately we do not have time for today. What's up? All right, we finally made it out to the KTT climbing wall after getting super lost. Nothing like meeting new friends who you're not sure might kill you or not. So hopefully we don't die today. The bouldering area from the Google Maps photos is long gone, leaving the tattered remnants of what once was. Bathrooms are conveniently located next to the wall a few steps away. It was hot out, but thankfully the humidity was tolerable.
You want to go first?
I can lead. I don't want to go first, no.
Smart man.
Especially confidence-inspiring when they short themselves on draws for the anchor. The shaded side of the wall hosts 3 routes. I've now forgotten what the grades are, but I did the 510A and the 510B. The sunny side looked much more challenging, but I had to go before I could try that. Boys, we did it, 510A. We're at the top here at the Ramkhamhaeng University. These are our friends down here. Here's our new friend Vivian getting questionable climbing lessons. It goes without saying, but if you do want to climb here, please check in with someone who's familiar with the condition of the wall.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm also sad because Oakley is a chef and brought a catered lunch that I did not get to try. Maybe next time. Also has an impressive cake Instagram. On to our next adventure, I'm headed to Red Rock Canyon, a brand new climbing spot in the Foodland Bang Na Plaza. Very surprisingly, they have an actual website. Day pass is 450 baht with several promotions. I got the free belay option as I went solo. I also joined their line group for an additional discount. This facility is in the middle of the plaza, which is covered but open to the elements. The bathrooms are part of the mall and are surprisingly bougie, although I'm not sure if there is a good place to change. No water station, but Foodland is a few steps away for snacks and beverages. And there's also some local food stalls near the parking lot. Staff were very friendly and helpful, and I was allowed to pay in cash despite the no cash policy. Thanks, guys! I can't say too much about the vibe since they had just opened when I went, but it's a very family-friendly place with very accessible and friendly grading. Posted grades range from 15C to 17A, with the other 90% of climbs being either a 6A, B, or C. Climbing! This yellow 6C here. And apparently I am the first person to climb it since it's been set. Let's see how we get on.
苦しみとは、物事が現状とは異なることを願うことです。
If you live in the area, it's not a bad place to take the kids out or to go for a first date, and you can eat at one of the restaurants after. Every time I come to Bangkok, I think about eating at King Kong, but I've still never been because it's just too much food for me. Next up, we're making a quick stop at Magnus Climbing Gym. Now, the star of the attraction of this gym was unfortunately out with a cold, so I did not get to meet our friend Magnus the Capybara. Relatively centrally located and steps away from the Cheongnon-si BTS station, the gym is essentially a board gym with a capybara cuddle center. I'm a little choked I didn't get to see Magnus, but I did get to see some capybaras and prairie dogs at the fever dream that is Chocolateville. Back on topic, the gym has a couple of boards in a Cappy-themed air-conditioned space. When I went, the website pricing was completely out of date, and I'm not sure that it's working 100% yet. If you want to go, I recommend going in person to get it all sorted out. The kid working the place graciously let me take a quick tour and chatted with me about the gym, and I'm hoping to get in some Magnus cuddle time in the future. At this point in the trip, my health is starting to fade a bit, but the show must go on. First, we are having our pre-climb meal at Sizzler in Central Param 9. Now, those newfangled robot servers are quite the tease, and I got my heart broken so many times waiting for one of them to deliver my lunch. Adding to the pain was finding out that our Australian friends were ghosting me for our climbing date. On top of that, I ended up taking someone else's lunch, which was swiftly and embarrassingly removed from my table by human wait staff. But as they say, time heals all wounds, and so does a good lunch, when it finally arrives and washes all the shame and heartbreak away. Back on topic, the most air-conditioned route from the MRT to Balance is through exit 2, taking a left when you enter the mall, then up 2 levels and exiting through Robinson. If you're looking for a few t-shirts along the way, Ville is on the bottom floor and often has a rack of 100 baht t-shirts that are awesome. After you exit, hang a right and follow the street through the curve to the Belgrande Rama 9 building, and enter through there. At this point, you can go up the escalators, but if you want to maximize the cool air, stay on the ground floor and go up the escalators at the other end. In between, there's another clothing stall you can peruse. You can also grab some snacks and beverages at the tops on the ground level before heading up. Balance Climbing does have a website, and the day pass is 450 baht, but there is off-peak pricing and often some sort of promo. The bathrooms are part of the mall. There is air conditioning and they do sell beverages, although I'm not sure if they have a water station at this location. Grading uses a numbered system, and my estimate is that an 8 equals about a V6. The gym itself is mid-sized, with the right side featuring a comp-style setup with slightly lower route density. Since I came last year, they added a little cavey section to the back and the showers, which I forgot to film. A welcome surprise is an actual squat rack, as well as bumper plates and a bench. All right guys, finally made it to Balance Climbing. Fortunately, I'm down with a cold, so we'll see how far we get. Last year I think we did up to 7s. All right guys, we're just gonna start on the super friendly 3, which I imagine is like a V2. As always, no chalk. Nice. Ooh. No! Okay. There we go. Come on. Yeah!
Sawadee ka.
All right, this is Conrad. He's the head setter. at Balance. Okay, so we're getting it straight from the horse's mouth. Last time I was here, I felt like the 6s were around a V4, and then the 8s were maybe like a V6. So would you agree with that statement, or like how would you?
So I can't give you an exact answer to this, but technically you can always decrease plus or minus 1 or 2 grades from the grade indoors, you know, at our gym, and V8 around V6, V7.
So basically I was right.
You're basically right.
Thanks, man. All right, we got this wild black 7 here, which I'm probably not gonna do. This time around, our session friends included a fellow Canadian climber and Oakley, who did indeed make an appearance. Off camera, Conrad did mention they were opening another location, and I would be remiss if I didn't mention it here. Balance does have a second location called Balance Prime, which according to the Google review dates, opened in late May. From what I can see on Google, the workout area is way better and the space looks a little cooler. I'll have to check it out next time I'm in town.
チョークを使いすぎると空気が悪くなる。
There are lots of options for a post-climb meal, including the restaurants in the building or back at Central. But you can also check out the 2 somtam places out the east entrance. I prefer the one on the right, which has air conditioning. But for today, I ended up getting some lad na from the Tops food court back at Central. Well, that wraps up video 3. I'll see you in the next one.